such a big crowd here today. Actually, Alan was supposed to be doing the announcements, but unfortunately he is not feeling well today, so he has given me his notes. I figure I'm probably the only person who could actually decipher his handwriting, so I'll do my best. First of all, he wanted to highlight a few events coming up. There will be a celebration of life for Doris Hawker, Susan Hawker's mom, here at Union on May 7th at 11 a.m. And of course, on June 3rd and 4th, our cabaret is coming, Paris, je t'aime. And Barb Randall says she actually has tickets with her today. That's going to be a wonderful event, I'm sure. April 30th from 9 to 5, there's a youth forum at Cedar Park United. And in fact, there's a job offer for youth at the United Spirit Camp. So if you know anyone, any youth that might be interested, please pass that on. And then, of course, there are many ongoing events, such as Boutique every Thursday, St. Anne's Market every Saturday, and lots of ways to help out. You can donate to Ukraine via Mission and Service. If you haven't already signed the petition to save Fairview Forest, you can do that. All sorts of things in the midweek message. Please take note that because this service and last week's were here at Union, the next two services will be at Beaurepaire United. And after our service today, there will be a special reception in the hall to which you are all invited. And now Sue Hawker has a couple of announcements to make.
Nice to be in church again. I love it. I love seeing all the faces and some young ones too. Thank you. Some of you may remember that even before the war on Ukraine, a notice was in the midweek message about 3 Afghan refugees, 3 siblings currently living in Pakistan. In fact, the Buchanans and my husband and I had the pleasure last evening of seeing a wonderful NFB film about the story of this family and life in Afghanistan. A group of about 20 of us from 4 different churches decided in January that we would try to find ways to sponsor them, to bring them to Canada. In fact, I know that some of you have already contributed generously towards their costs while they wait to hear news. We were fortunate that Unitarian Church downtown took on the onerous task of completing the initial paperwork. And lo and behold, at Easter, Passover, Ramadan miracle, we found out Friday that all 3 siblings have just won the Quebec Refugee Lottery. And and that means that they are 3 of those chosen to come to Quebec. The next step is to complete paperwork now for the federal government. And this is when we would need a more formal confirmation of our willingness to participate. Similar to our sponsorship of our lovely Syrian family, once it is formalized, tax receipts will be issued for donations. It was great to receive such wonderful news yesterday. So now it is in process, or to Friday. And the second notice is about, of course, Happy Earth Day, yay! That was 2 days ago, and to celebrate, as you know, I'm involved with Fairview Forest, and my daughter is sort of, you've probably seen her on television. So there were 4 of us that went into the woods at 6:30 on Friday morning, and I'm not a morning person, so that was hard. But we found 22 species of birds, including wild turkey, right in the woods to the west of Fairview. It's 42 acres. It's considerably good size, and there's also red-shouldered hawk nesting right next to the ram station. As an addition, there's an endangered brown snake. And on Saturday, when they had the big cleanup of the forest, they found, someone took a photo of the brown snake. So it's a reason to save it. So anyway, so thank you, Sandy, for mentioning that. There is a petition online with the National Assembly. This is the third petition we've organized for this Fairview Forest. And it's you can see it online in the midweek message, or if you want, I can send you the link and you could forward it to other people as well. And the other thing I wanted to mention, I don't know if you noticed in the back, Wendy Hamel's lovely containers for the pill bottles and the bed tags and the pop can tabs. So those are taken to Ottawa, and they're sent, the pill bottles are sent overseas for doctors. So thank you and happy Earth Day. As the saying goes, think globally, act locally. So thank you. And on with the service.
Thanks, Sandy and Susan. Welcome to our Earth Day service, brought to you by the Outreach Committee of Merging Waters. In contrast to previous years, when we've given you lots of information about things and suggestions about how to lower your carbon footprint, this service is simply about giving thanks for what we have. The whole service is based on the Haudenosaunee Thanksgiving Address, so it's a very non-traditional service. This can happen when the Outreach Committee gets let loose on a church service. The address gives thanks to the natural world around us, from the people to the food plants to the moon to the Creator. There are 17 elements to think about. Each has its own short verse, which will be read aloud by lots of different people who are not on the Outreach Committee, at least not yet, but they've very kindly agreed to join us today. Before we embarked on this service, we had to sort out whether this was cultural appropriation or not. Was this something we had the right to share? And the answer came back from our reading was yes, this is a message that should be shared. As stated by Onondaga faithkeeper Oren Lyons, and I quote, "It's supposed to be shared, otherwise how can it work? We've been waiting 500 years for people to listen. If they'd understood the Thanksgiving then, we wouldn't be in this mess." So with those words in mind, we carried on. And first of all, just let me clarify that Haudenosaunee refers to a confederation of 6 Native American nations, including the Mohawk. It's also known as the Iroquois Confederacy. The Haudenosaunee Thanksgiving Address was first translated into English in 1993 and has now been translated into 40 languages to make it as accessible as possible worldwide. I'd like to read to you some words about the Thanksgiving Address from Robin Wall Kimmerer's book, Braiding Sweetgrass, to give you an interesting Earth Day perspective on the readings that are to come. And I quote, "You can't listen to the Thanksgiving Address without feeling wealthy. And while expressing gratitude seems innocent enough, it is a revolutionary idea. In a consumer society, contentment is a radical proposition. Recognizing abundance rather than scarcity undermines an economy that thrives by creating unmet desires. The Thanksgiving Address reminds you that you already have everything you need. Gratitude doesn't send you out shopping to find satisfaction. It comes as a gift rather than a commodity, subverting the foundation of the whole economy. That's good medicine for the land and people alike." End quote. The Thanksgiving Address serves as a regular reminder to appreciate and acknowledge all things. It reinforces the connection that people have to the world around them. I'd like to play for you now a short video, fingers crossed that it works, about the address created by the Onondaga Historical Society. The speakers are unfortunately not identified, but I'm pretty sure the lady in pink is Robin Wall Kimmerer, who is the author of Braiding Sweetgrass.
the Thanksgiving address is one of the most important parts of our culture that can be conveyed to the outside world. The Thanksgiving address is an address. It is not a prayer. We are actually, with our language, speaking to those parts of creation and thanking them, and then having the whole gathering send that thanksgiving out to those parts of creation.
It lays our relationship to the universe of how we're to behave and how to respect the universe we live in.
It's a directive, and it's also a summation of our cosmology. It tells us in the beginning to be respectful and to be thankful. And that's where the idea of Thanksgiving comes.
The Thanksgiving address is such a beautiful oration. I think of it as just this river of words that takes us to an orientation of gratitude. It reminds us to acknowledge that we're not alone in the world, that our very lives are dependent upon the gifts of all of these other beings with whom we share the planet.
Any gathering we have, whether it's a large one or a small one, whether it's a meeting of the Council of Chiefs or whether it's ceremony or a clan meeting, the Thanksgiving address is put out before all.
One of the parts of it that I think is so powerful is that cadence that says, let us bring our minds together as one. I think we can think about the Thanksgiving address as an example of native science. In a way, it is a listing of all of the elements of the ecosystem.
Start with the Ganohanyu, we call the Thanksgiving address. The words before all else. We give thanks for the people around you, that we're all here, and we're healthy, and we're able to be here. And you give thanks for the Mother Earth, all the things that she provides for us. And then we go into the things that the Creator has set down here for us.
You're thankful for water, for the corn and all the vegetation, the trees, the sun, we call it our older brother, the moon.
To the animals running about, the berries, the birds, and kindly and respectfully we put our minds together as one and give a great gratitude.
So we talk about the soft winds that bring the seasons. When we talk about the thundering beings, the thundering voices we call our grandfathers, and we call the winds our grandfathers. Personify them, respect them, we love them.
And so we continue on in that model of Thanksgiving in our ceremonies throughout the year.
Well, the ceremonies are part of the acknowledgement. It all relates to the Thanksgiving address. It all relates to the work that the Creator has put in to Mother Earth.
Because we're dependent on everything. That's why we keep our ceremonies going, to say thank you for the gifts of life every day.
It takes you to that place of thanksgiving, and everyone has that place where you're feeling that feeling of being grateful for what you have.
It's a renewal, it's a continuation, great authority, great instruction, good values.
Two things to note about our presentation of the address is each verse is accompanied by one or two pictures. With the exception of the enlightened teachers, these pictures were all taken by members of the outreach committee or their friends and family. The pictures are all from Canada, and their place names are marked. And we did this deliberately so the pictures would have meaning to this community. However, they are just suggestions. For every verse, every element, you will each have your own images, your own gratitude. For example, for the fish life, perhaps you're grateful for the salmon you had for supper last night. Or perhaps you remember the first time you went snorkeling and saw those incredible, colorful fish. Our gratitude is as diverse as the element and our relation to it. And these pictures are just hints. Tiny moments caught by a camera that reflect the gratitude of the photographer for the beautiful flower or the people gathered or the wonderful sunset. At the end of each verse, there is the phrase, "Now our minds are one," and we invite you all to join with the speaker. They will do their best to give you a signal when it's time to say it, and I expect we'll develop a rhythm as the 17 verses unfold. So now we begin. We will start with the acknowledgement of the traditional territory, and then we'll move directly on to one drum played by spare parts, and then Jane Weber will begin the Thanksgiving address. So please join with me acknowledging the traditional territory. For thousands of years, First Nations people have walked on this land. Their relationship with the land is at the center of their lives and spirituality. We are gathered on the traditional territory of the Haudenosaunee Nations, the Huron-Wendat, the Anishinaabe, and the Abenaki peoples. We honor their heritage and gifts. May we live with respect on this land and live in peace and friendship with its people.
Life unfolds around me. I can choose which path I take. Will it be darkness again, or a brilliant life I make? We are standing on the shoulders of giants. We are standing in the shelter of ancients. We are speaking the truth of the people. We are marching to the beat. One drum, one drum. Way, hey, ya, hey. Way, hey, ya, hey. Way, hey, ya, hey, ya. Way, hey, ya, hey. Way, hey, ya, hey. Way, hey, ya, hey, ya. Come here in many forms. Embrace the sounds you make. We'll speak here in many tongues. Join the circle with your mask down. You will see the plans you make. We are standing on the shoulders of giants. We are standing in the shelter of ancients. We are speaking the truth of the people. We are marching to the beat. One drum, one drum. Way, hey, ya, hey. Way, hey, ya, hey. Way, hey, ya, hey, ya. Way, hey, ya, hey. Way, hey, ya, hey. Way, hey, ya, hey, ya. Time and circumstance bring me down, bring me down. There's a time for recompense and a time to break new ground, new ground. We are standing on the shoulders of giants. We are standing in the shelter of ancients. We are speaking the truth, speaking the truth, speaking the truth.
Greetings to the natural world. The people. Today we have gathered and we see that the cycles of life continue. We have been given the duty to live in balance and harmony with each other and all living things. So now, we bring our minds together as one as we give greetings and thanks to each other as people. Now, our minds are one. The Earth Mother. We are all thankful to our mother, the Earth, for she gives us all that we need for life. She supports our feet as we walk upon her. It gives us joy that she continues to care for us as she has from the beginning of time. To our mother, we send greetings and thanks. Now, our minds are one.
The waters. We give thanks to all the waters of the world for quenching our thirst and providing us with strength. Water is life. We know its power in many forms: waterfalls and rain, mists and streams, rivers and oceans. With one mind, we send greetings and thanks to the spirit of water. Now our minds are one. The fish. We turn our minds to all the fish life in the water. They were instructed to cleanse and purify the water. They also give themselves to us as food. We are grateful that we can still find pure water. So now we turn to the fish and send our greetings and thanks. Now our minds are one.
So we will all sing together now, all creatures of our God and King, the first 3 verses.
the plants. Now we turn toward the vast fields of plant life. As far as the eye can see, the plants grow, working many wonders. They sustain many life forms. With our minds gathered together, we give thanks and look forward to seeing plant life for many generations to come. Now our minds are one.
Thank you. The food plants. With one mind, we turn to honor and thank all the food plants harvested from the garden. Since the beginning of time, the grains, the vegetables, beans, and berries have helped the people survive. Many other living things drew strength from them too. We gather all the plant foods together as one and send them a greeting of thanks. Now our minds are one. And on a personal note, I'm wearing a necklace with beans made from our farm, Tournesol, that my grandchildren made for me.
The medicine herbs. Now we turn to all the medicine herbs of the world. From the beginning, they were instructed to take away sickness. They are always waiting and ready to heal us. We are happy there are still among us those special few who remember how to use these plants for healing. With one mind, we send greetings and thanks to the medicines and to the keepers of the medicines. Now our minds are one. The animals. We gather our minds together to send greetings and thanks to all animal life in the world. They have many things to teach us as people. We are honored by them when they give up their lives so we may use their bodies as food for our people. We see them near our homes and in the deep forests. We are glad they are still here, and we hope that it will always be so. Now our minds are one. And now Spare Parts will perform Open Letter to the Earth by Terry Tufts.
Holy Mother, I have been so remiss. I am sorry and ashamed. Traded prophet for the fair mother's kiss, and you've paid dearly in exchange. I want to heal again before you kneel again, and have you hold me in return. And still, despite my growing fear, I find I'm counting on rebirth, and a prayer for willing hearts to hear my open letter to the earth. Holy Mother, you are worn from neglect. Can't say I'll ever understand. Forgot my promises to care and protect. Mother, forgive you if you can. I want to feel again, to touch what's real again, and have you hold me And still, despite my growing fear, I find I'm counting on rebirth and a prayer for willing hearts to hear my open letter to the earth. Before I turned so far away from your gift, I set my pedal to your song. Then I stopped listening and I've long been adrift, though you've been singing all along. I want to hear again, to feel you near again, and have you hold me in return. And still, despite my growing fear, I find I'm counting on rebirth and a prayer for willing hearts to hear my open letter to the earth, my open letter to the earth.
The trees. We now turn our thoughts to the trees. The earth has many families of trees who have their own instructions and uses. Some provide us with shelter and shade. They moderate extreme temperature, roots hold the soil, preventing erosion, help to prevent flooding, acting as a carbon sink. They absorb carbon dioxide. They provide us with oxygen, habitat for flora and fauna, and others with fruit, and some simply for their beauty. Many people of the world use the tree as a symbol of peace and strength. With one mind, we greet and thank the life of trees. Now our minds are one. The birds. We put our minds together as one and thank all the birds who move and fly about over our heads. The Creator gave them beautiful songs. Each day they remind us to enjoy and appreciate life. The eagle was chosen to be their leader. To all the birds, from the smallest to the largest, we send our joyful greetings and thanks. Now our minds are yet one.
The four winds. We are all thankful to the powers we know as the four winds. We hear their voices in the moving air as they refresh us and purify the air we breathe. They help to bring the change of seasons. From the four directions they come, bringing us messages and giving us strength. With one mind, we send our greetings and thanks to the four winds. Now our minds are one. The thunderers. Now we turn to the west, where our grandfathers, the thunder beings, live. With lightning and thundering voices, they bring with them the water that renews life. We bring our minds together as one to send greetings and thanks to our grandfathers, the thunderers. Now our minds are one.
the sun. We now send greetings and thanks to our eldest brother, the sun. Each day without fail, he travels the sky from east to west, bringing the light of a new day. He is the source of all the fires of life. With one mind, we send greetings and thanks to our brother, the sun. Now our minds are one. Grandmother Moon, we put our minds together to give thanks to our oldest grandmother, the moon, who lights the nighttime sky. She is the leader of women all over the world, and she governs the movement of the ocean tides. By her changing face, we measure time, and it is the moon who watches over the arrival of children here on earth. With one mind, we send greetings and thanks to our grandmother, the moon. Now our minds are one. And now let's join and sing together, Called by Earth and Sky.
The stars. We give thanks to the stars who are spread across the sky like jewelry. We see them in the night, helping the moon to light the darkness and bringing dew to the gardens and growing things. When we travel at night, they guide us home. With our minds gathered together as one, we send greetings and thanks to the stars. Now our minds are one. The enlightened teachers. We gather our minds to greet and thank the enlightened teachers who have come to help throughout the ages. When we forget how to live in harmony, they remind us of the way we were instructed to live as people. With one mind, we send greetings and thanks to these caring teachers. Now our minds are one.
The Creator. Now we turn our thoughts to the Creator, or Great Spirit, and send greetings and thanks for all the gifts of creation. Everything we need to live a good life is here on this Mother Earth. For all the love that is still around us, we gather our minds together as one and send our choicest words of greetings and thanks to the Creator. Now our minds are one. Closing words. We have now arrived at the place where we end our words. Of all the things we have named, it was not our intention to leave anything out. If something was forgotten, we leave it to each individual to send such greetings and thanks in their own way. And we send prayers for Barbara and Jack, Susan and family, Bill, Mike, June N., the Lang Moreau family, Dan Lauren and family, Giselle and Janet, and Andre Deixler. And now our minds are one. I would like to close with the words of Chief Seattle, a wise Suquamish chief who died in 1866. He said, "All things are connected. Whatever befalls the earth befalls the children of the earth." And from Richard Wegamace, a well-known Indigenous author from Ontario, this is how you change the world. The smallest circles first. That humble energy, the kind that says, I will do what I can do right now in my own small way, creates a ripple effect on the world. And now our minds are one.
I just want to end with thanks to all the people who helped make this service come together, including Jim Gelsthorpe, who is not on my list, but who clearly nobody would have heard a thing without him. So thank you to the speakers, Phoebe, Helen, Wendy, Sandy, Sandra, Susan, David, Patty, Jane, and Michael. To our photographers, which was the Cruikshank family, the Files family, Susan Hawker, Franz, Laura, Phil, Ryan, and Patty, who has access to the Film to an Assault photo collection. And also to our wonderful musicians, Christine and Jim and Shirley, Myrna, Bonnie and Eric, Mark, Michael, and Michael. Thank you all very much. And I invite you once again to come into Adair Hall to help celebrate Susan Smith after the service, and we will end with Carry It On.
Hold your head up, lift the top of your mind, put your eyes on the earth, lift your heart to your own home planet. What do you see? What is your attitude? Are you here to improve? Oh, damn it, look right now, and you will see that we're only here by the skin of our teeth as it is. So take heart and take care of your link with life. And oh, carry it on, we're saying. Oh, carry it on, keep playing. Oh, carry it on and praying. Oh, carry it on. It ain't money that makes the world go round, that's only temporary confusion. It ain't governments that make the people strong, it's the opposite illusion. Look right now, and you will see that they're only here by the skin of their teeth as it is. So take heart and take care of your link with life. And oh, carry it on, we're saying. Oh, carry it on, keep playing. Oh, carry it on and praying. Oh, carry it on, look right now, and you will see that we're only here by the skin of our teeth as it is. So take heart and take care of your link with life. It's beautiful if you've got the sense to take care of your source of perfection. Mother Nature, she's the daughter of God and the source of all protection. Look right now, and you will see that she's only here by the skin of her teeth as it is. So take heart and take care of your link with life. And oh, carry it on, we're saying. Oh, carry it on, keep playing. Oh, carry it on and praying. Oh, carry it on. Oh, carry it on, we're saying. Oh, carry it on, keep playing. Oh, carry it on and praying. Oh, carry it on. I think we should thank Helen Files for putting this all together.